Hey there, Taurus. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we are here to do your reading for July 2018. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anyone else who happens to be called to watch this video. Then this message is for you. The guidance is here for you. This is, I do call in the spirit of Taurus while I'm shuffling off camera. But then again, this work is really universal. It's about your soul's growth. It's about how to sort of navigate in this human body, but staying in touch with your spirit and allowing it to expand. And so because of that, these readings can be really for anyone at any time. But in particular, in this moment, I have pulled, calling on the spirit of Taurus. So that's where we are here. Every month or every reading, I pull one oracle card to give us guidance into the topic that we want to focus on, the aspect of ourselves that we want to focus on. And for you, and the deck this at this time is called Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. And the Wolf card is what I pulled for you, Taurus. It's a card of instinct. So this is a calling for you to realign. So if you feel a little bogged down, a little bit uncertain, even if it's not a big topic, some of us have big topics hanging over our heads and we can't make a decision how to proceed, and it's very good idea to rely on our instinct and marry those with our mental structures, being able to make a list of pros and cons and then use our instinct to feel, which one's way more, in each list or whatever. But this can also just be a reminder to increase your practice of listening to your gut, listening to that intuition that we all carry. Even if it's just, I don't know, do I want pizza or pasta tonight? And then, boom, what is your first instinct? And then that's it, right? Even in that, just practicing it in little ways so that it's, kind of like a muscle. Your instinct is something that needs to be developed. So at this time, Taurus, we're going to talk about calling upon your instinct and what your soul kind of knows in order to proceed through your days, okay? And our starting point here is the Dream card. This is an emotion card. This talks about we may have certain, we may fancy certain ideas of how our life should be, right? We have sort of an outline. It needs to, I'm going to go to school for 12 years and then go to school for 4 more and then, meet somebody, marry, get a job, whatever, like all the plans that we make, right? The dreams that we have of these things will make me happy, right? And what we want to do at this time for you, Taurus, is kind of strip that away, because that, and it's great to have goals. I'm not saying don't strive for things, but if it becomes sort of like, this is the only thing that'll make me happy, right? This notion of this happily ever after, which is shown in this card, is the only thing that'll make me happy, then that's when we get into a little trouble, because life doesn't go in a linear way. It's not a straight line toward anything. Life has tangents. It has stops and starts. We back up sometimes. We go backwards. We go forwards. We rise above, we hang out down below, we stay in place. Life is not linear. It's all over the place. It's sometimes very messy. It sometimes moves very quickly and sometimes not. And that's why sinking into your instinct and just trusting it, like the wolf, like the animal that just knows what's next, what's next in this moment, what feels right now. That's what we want you to drop into, because that will create so much more opportunity and possibility for you, right? Even though you have a certain game plan that you'd like to see, but go with what feels right. And then, you might find that you're even more satisfied, right, than that happily ever after notion. And the trick is, be happy now. Happily ever after isn't something you're reaching toward. You have the capacity to be happy now, right? There's lots of sources of joy all around us every day. And we tend to, compartmentalize or label things and like this, I'll be happy when. And that really, we miss the mark. We miss the signs of these sources of joy that are all around us, right? Within you and internally, you're getting this. I think you're becoming more and more empowered. Now, this breakthrough card is it's a very powerful card, and it's happening right in that third chakra space, that space of self-empowerment, right? Your will, and it's breaking out. It's really becoming the driving force, okay? And that's your gut, and that's your instinct, okay? So within you, you may not have put it into practice all the time in your external world, but you've got this growing sense of awareness that your instinct has a pretty strong voice, and it should be listened to, right? And then really capturing that and really mastering that, of course, in your external world creates success, and it creates rapid success. And success doesn't mean, like I said, achieving that one happily ever after goal. Success is an energy feel. It's a feeling of, I can do anything. I'll make this choice. And then if it doesn't kind of start to feel right after a while, I'll make another choice. And that is success, because you're the forward motion, and you're acknowledging and owning your choices, and then making new ones if they're not feeling great, right? You're trusting your gut. That's success. That's the success I'm talking of. Okay, now moving forward and going to a next level, this position here talks about, what's needed, or the energy to acknowledge or capture in order to keep the growth going for your soul, and that's the spirit of abundance. I love that because it comes right after the success card, right? Success and abundance go hand in hand. And abundance can mean financial prosperity, but it also means depth of love, depth of connection with others, your appreciation of everything around you, your appreciation of just life itself, being in touch with nature, animals, plants. And I mean, there is so much abundance around us, and you will begin to tap into this more and more when you begin to rely more on that gut instinct. Okay? And then next level here, look at that. I love it. Oh, wow. Okay, good. Okay, so this next level here, it talks about, looking forward to things, this sense of adventure. I am going to trust my gut. I'm going to make this decision today. I'm going to eat the pasta or whatever. I'm going to make this decision today toward my goal, and because it feels good, it feels right. Not because my mind tells me that it's right. It feels right inside. I don't know how it will come about, right? I can't see. I know that it looks promising, like this figure in the forest sees that rainbow light coming toward her, and she's going toward it. She can't wait. She's excited and can't wait to see what's next, even though she doesn't know, right? And then that sense of adventure for you that's created by this work down here is going to create more of a rapid progression, right? You'll start to manifest, and you'll really, really feel, life's kind of happening for you, and you'll really feel that. Within you and the internal energy is this Thunderbolt card. So you may find that there are aspects of yourself, perceptions, attitudes, beliefs that you might want to leave behind, right? Like maybe you're a very mentally reliant person, and you love your logic, and you like to make your lists and your goals and everything, which is absolutely a wonderful tool, but not always relied on your instinct so much, right? And then you start to trust it a little more. Have the pasta, go right instead of left today, and that kind of thing. Trust your instinct. Let that be the guide that flows you through your life. You might feel soon that you have so much to look forward to. You're so excited by this new sort of really fun and sort of life validating way of making your days go, moving through your days, that you might find, okay, I'm going to do away with lists for now, right? I'm going to shed that. Or I don't have to keep checking in with myself to this mental checklist of, how many steps till my goal, and I have 4 more steps. I have 3 more steps. You might find that habit falls away or something, but there is an aspect of yourself within that you can shed, and you'll feel lighter along the way. And what you will do as well is alleviate stress in your external world, okay? Just by going with the gut, okay? And there's also another aspect of this I want to say, is that if going with your gut makes others around you feel like, what are you doing? You're making wrong decisions or whatever. First of all, there's no need to really have to make anyone understand what drives you, but it's nice to be able to share your experience and see if they can try to understand. And there can be a non-defiant way of going about this, where it's, it just feels right. It just feels right to make that decision right now. And that's all you need to say, right? There doesn't have to be any real strong justification or validation of your actions. As long as you're doing no harm to others, following your instinct is always the best bet, right? As long as you're not harming anyone or, neglecting anyone in any grand way, trusting your own gut and going with what's right for you is the perfect way to live. It's the most freeing way to go about your life, right? And there may be some of you, Taurus, who already do this, right? And you're probably like, yeah, I don't need this reading. Then take this as just sort of a gentle reminder and an enforcement that you're on the right track. You're doing it. I already do this. I already trust my instinct. Well, then even better, right? Because then you're living proof, okay? And like I said, no decision is final. So even if your gut says, try the pasta, but then you end up with a stomachache, right? Next time, you'll make a different decision, right? Or whatever. That's a very trite example, but you know what I mean, right? And then the overall outcome and message in this reading, by following your instinct and trusting in your gut, is that you will find your relationship to changes. Okay? Because change is continuous. It's always happening. Just like this wheel here, it's spinning round and round and round. And it's not really going to stop. And if you're grabbing onto the outer edges there of that wheel, you'll get dizzy pretty soon. You might even fly off. You'll get hurt. But if you rest into the center, into here where the yin-yang symbol is, and rest there, because that's where your gut lies, right? In the center of your being, right? This breakthrough card shows it. Look at that center. It's powerful and strong. Resting in that, the change in that whirly stuff that's going on all around you will still be there, but you're experiencing it differently, right? Change is always going to come. That's what life is. It's not linear. It's not easy all the time. It's not a direct line from point A to B. It's all over the place. And it's always changing. So by trusting that instinct and resting in that knowledge that I'm going to put my trust in my intuition and in my spirit, then your relationship to this motion of change shifts, right? And the changes will still happen, but you'll be okay. You know, I realize now that change happens, and maybe it's uncomfortable for a little while, but then more change will come, and I'm ready for it, right? So I like that. I like that outcome there as far as the top of this reading, because it's a full circle. You're starting with your gut, and then you're ending with sort of a higher awareness of the way things work, a more global perspective, sort of, right? A more eagle-eye view of how everything goes and flows. And you can be in the middle of it and not get as damaged or in the middle of the destruction by just listening to your and trusting your gut. Okay? Okay, dear Taurus, I love you guys so much. You can find me on Instagram if you'd like at Living Chronic Joy, and see some little videos there that are a little shorter, a little more general. And until next time, I will see you on YouTube for the next reading. Okay? I love you guys.